Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The rules of phonology. Phonological rules are part of a speaker's knowledge of the language. The phonemic representation are minimally specified because some feature of future values are predictable. For example, in English, all nasal consonants are voiced, so we don't need to specify voicing in the phonemic feature matrix for nasals. Similarly, we don't need to specify the feature round for non-low-back vowels. The function of phonological rules. The input to the phonological rules is the phonemic representation. The phonological rules apply to the phonemic strings and produce as output the phonetic representation. The application of rules in this way is called derivation. For example, the word temples in phonemically as shown by pronunciation of tempus os. Okay, the next about type of phonological rule. There are four types. First, assimilation, dissimilation, insertion, and deletion. How about assimilation? Assimilation is when one sound is influenced and changed by a neighboring sound. The term assimilation to refer to cases in which one sound affects the sound that appears on its left side. How about types of assimilation? First, assimilation of place. Second, assimilation of manner. And third, assimilation of voice. The reason for assimilation. First, the tone cannot always move quickly to get from one position to another in order to articulate the next sound. And the last, the mouth is too busy, anticipating the following sound. The most common types of assimilation take place in English. First, when a d sound occurs before a g sound, convert into the g sound. For example, said girl. And the second, when the sound followed by sound change into a p sound. For example, not me. And the third, when t is followed by p change into a p sound. For example, that's person. How about assimilation? Assimilation is when a sound becomes more like neighboring sound with respect to some phonetic property. For example, winter becomes winner. Center becomes center. Painter becomes painter. How about two major categories of assimilation? Regressive assimilation, the phoneme that comes first is affected by the one that comes after it. Example, bad boy, bad boy. And And the type of assimilation is progressive assimilation. Progressive assimilation is the phonemes that follow is affected by the one that comes before it. For example, standard and becomes standard. And next, how about dissimilation? Dissimilation is a rule in which a segment becomes less similar to another segment. For example, the fricative becomes dissimilar to the preceding fricative by becoming a stop. For example, siege. English adopted the French word marbre, meaning marble, and in doing the dissimilate, the second R to an R. How about insertion? Insertion is the process by which one or more sounds are inserted into a word or in between words. The reason for insertion: conditional based on two reasons. First, clusters of consonants can contract firm syllable structure constraints in the language, and the last, to make transition between segments that have multiple incompatibilities easier. Types of insertion. Hypothesis happen when the sound is inserted before a word. Example, snoopy. And the last, epenthesis is happen when the sound is inserted after a word. Example, glass. Insertion. A syllabic or non-syllabic segment, also known as epenthesis. For example, film. Ankle, hamster. How about deletion? Deletion, this phonological process, occurs when a sound is deleted. Three types of deletion. Aporesis, it is initial deletion such as in I'm become I'm. Syncope, internal deletion both on vowel or consonant. For example, sing, he letter g is deleted. Apocope, the loss of a final element. Last time, the sound before a word back before a word beginning with another consonant is deleted. In other source, deletion is removes segments from certain phonetic contexts. For example, bomb and crumb. So, bomb contain a B A M. So, the word B is deleted. The rule of deletion: delete a word final b when it occurs after an And another example about sing. Sing is contain CAGN. So the rule: delete a g sound when it occurs before a word final nasal. How about reference in public region?